Good day, friends. I hope you're well. I want to show you something special. Have you ever seen one of these things? This is an old, discontinued pedal made by Soldano. It's called the Supercharger GTO. It has two 12AX7 tubes inside, which are preamp tubes found in just about every tube amplifier ever made. Unlike other pedals, the GTO needs to be powered directly from a wall outlet, just like a real amplifier. So use an IEC cable to plug this directly in. You can't use a 9-volt adapter here. This is not a normal pedal. This is essentially a legitimate tube preamp, but in a pedal format. The GTO was built between 2001 and 2007 and was briefly reissued in years later due to popular demand and has since gone out of production again. The name GTO isn't just a reference to a hot-rodded car, it actually alludes to gain, tone, and output, which are the controls here on the front panel. And I'll be real with you, I only just realized this myself while I was shooting this video. The gain affects how much distortion the pedal generates. The tone affects how bright or how dark the sound is, how much treble content you have. And the output affects how loud the output signal is. I'm sure the designers could have gone with a full EQ stack with the bass, middle, and treble, and presence and resonance controls, and the whole 9 yards, but they didn't. I think there's something particularly noble about that from a design standpoint. If a pedal inherently sounds good, you're not going to be dialing those knobs around anyways. Ideally, you're just going to plug in, make some minor adjustments, and get on with your playing, and that's exactly what we get here. That said, the range on each of its 3 knobs makes the GTO way more flexible than you might think it would be. It definitely has its own personality, but it can also play nice with different types of amplifiers in different situations. Unfortunately, this lovely thing is no longer made. It's actually quite difficult to find one for sale, and when you do find it for sale on places like reverb.com, it's often crazy expensive to buy. So this unit is not mine. It belongs to my buddy who very kindly loaned it to me, and when I brought it home, I thought it would be a great idea to show you what it was and how it sounds. And on that note, let's get into some demos. I think the best way to demo this right off the hop would be into a clean amp. I think that's how most people would use a pedal like this. They would use a dedicated distortion generator to give them that second channel. The clean amp that I'm playing through is my own YBA-2A from Traynor. It's from 1969, single channel amp, and it sounds like this, clean. So I'm on the bridge pickup of my Les Paul with some low output PAFs, and I'm just gonna set all these knobs at noon on the GTO, click it on, and see what we get. So right away you hear that classic Soldano SLO, super lead overdrive kind of sound. So let me turn some knobs and see if we can get this thing dialed in. So I'm going to set the output and the tone back to noon, and I'm going to go 0 on the gain and see what we get. Okay, so that's a really, really good indicator of exactly the kind of voice that this pedal is giving the amp. Let's see what this pedal sounds like into an already distorted amp. So for this, I'm going to switch to a slightly dirtier setting on the same amp, the YBA2A, and that is going to sound like this. So already way more gain, way more compression going on. I'm going to reset the GTO to all the knobs at noon, play a clean chord, kick this thing in, see what we get. Yeah, it's all there. Like, that is just such a great sound. It's the natural sound of the amp with just a little something extra. You know, it's like French fries are good and then you put some vinegar or ketchup on them and they're better. That's what this is. This is a better maker. Soldano now makes an SLO pedal, which is quite a different beast altogether. While it sounds fantastic, it is very much a transistor-based circuit and has its own personality and feel. Pedals like this GTO are completely impractical by today's standards. This thing is massive, and perhaps more glaringly, it is heavy, like several pounds heavy. Face it, nobody is going to want to put this thing on their pedal board. Having the experience to play a pedal like this was an eye-opening experience because it harkens back to a time when companies produced impractical, overbuilt products. They wanted to build the biggest, baddest, best thing they could, and they really didn't care about anything else. And this is not just some old guy sentiment that, oh, everything was inherently better back in the day. Nothing like that. I'm just saying that the GTO is a product of a different era, which had different priorities than we do today, and that's part of its charm. I imagine that playing the GTO is similar to driving one of those huge old Cadillacs from the 1950s. They have none of the modern conveniences that we take for granted. But that doesn't mean they're any less fun or any less inspiring. Personally, I found the GTO more inspiring because of its faults. I hope all of you got some inspiration from this video. It's not often that something like this gets to be shared with a wider audience. Rare gear like this often sits in somebody's collection under lock and key where it's not seen or heard, and that's a real shame. So I wanted to make the effort to share this with you in the way that I'm able to. I want to thank my guy Mario for lending me this pedal. I really appreciate that you trust me with it. So thank you for sticking with me till the end. Please give me a like and a subscribe if you dig what I'm doing here. Hopefully I'll catch you on the next video. Cheers.